Well, howdy, fuckers. And happy February 28th, because I believe that's when this episode is going to go out. So make sure that if you're going to drink, don't drive, don't get a DUI going to Taco Bell. And if you do, and he asks you to blow, just tell him take your ass to jail. Oh, and don't forget to light a
Fuck 'em.
cigarette so he can't smell the weed.
Fuck them. Dude, it's been a minute, man.
It has.
This
It
feels...
has.
Actually, the day of recording this is the day after. Always got to be a fucking train.
It's got to be a fucking train.
Yeah, the day of recording this is, what is it, 11 years and 1 day since this album was released to the public.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Tracer finally let me bully him into doing this episode and covering this album because I've been asking for it for probably like a year and a half now.
You've been asking for it since you first joined us.
Pretty much. It's one of my favorites.
And it really, when I was listening to it today, it really took me back to that time frame or that time era of my life. And I was like, damn, I really forgot how good this album is. And you saw my video of me working on that fuck ass washing machine, um, to this. So
I did. I want to also say over the weekend, we got a new washer and dryer, one that you're a fan of. Thank God.
Can't go
Now
wrong
you're not
with
going to
that.
come at my house and bitch
about
at
your
me up and
GE.
down.
Yeah.
Which, granted, the GE, it still works. So if you need a washer and dryer, let me know. I got some for sale.
I also have washers and dryers for sale, but I do it for a living. So
This is just a side hustle, trying to get Tracer out of the business.
I'm teaching Gage how to do it via text message. I send him the worst advice possible. We still haven't even told him what album we're doing yet.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
We didn't even give like a formal intro either.
Nah.
You just went on your little rant about Coetzel and then was like done. I was like, okay, hell yeah.
Anyways, this is Parker McCollums' first studio album, isn't it?
It's his first album in general.
First album.
It was an EP that came out that was taken off.
Got you.
Which we can touch on that once we get into
Limestone Kid.
it.
So, 2015. What a year for music.
I got to show the people real quick because it also popped up in my memories since last year was the 10-year anniversary. This is my baby of my collection. The signed Limestone Kid with, let's see if it's going to be a bitch to get out. I think I've spun this maybe like twice, and each time I feel so guilty.
Don't. They're made to be spun, brother.
Yeah, a beautiful limestone green. Assuming that's what it's called.
Hey, I like it. Just fell out of there.
It was a little, like, thank you thing.
Gotcha.
It was just in the way. But, yeah, this album has done numbers to me over the years. And
Bitch, I think I'm gonna switch things up real quick. Instead of doing the blind rank and the draft at the exact same time, I think we're just gonna hop right into the blind rank.
Okay, fuck it.
Fuck it. Before we even get started on the album.
Fuck it.
So because this album came out in 2015, I have been thinking a lot about 2015 albums. And so your blind rank is 2015 albums, all right?
Hit me.
I feel like you should be pretty familiar with these, right?
Hopefully.
Okay. So first up is going to be Mockingbird by Silverado.
2.
Ringling Road, William Clark Green.
Oh, fuck. 1.
Turnpike Troubadour, self-titled.
More of a Diamonds and Gasoline.
Fair enough. Limestone Kid, Parker McCollum.
Fuck you. We no, you can't blind rank the album that we're reviewing.
Okay, okay. You'll forgive me a minute then.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Six String Sorrow. Reed's back in the day when it was Reed Southall Band.
Shout out to the all my Keystone Clan
Shout
people
out
out there.
Keystone Clan.
5 and then Parker at 4. If I could, I'd bump Parker up to 1.
Figured you
move
were.
the
I,
rest
I
down.
was like, I was throwing that softball up for you. I was like, it was released in 2015. But realistically, I'd rank them Ringling Road, Turnpike, Six String Sorrow, Mockingbird, Limestone Kid.
Wow. I
But I
was
mean,
not expecting Six String Sorrow to beat out Mike and the Moon Pies.
I mean,
You wanted to throw the throwback back when they were Reed Southall Band, but just kept rolling with Silverado. The disrespect, man.
shout out our
I'm
boys.
letting Mike know.
Shout out. Well, they don't want to be called Mike and the Moon Pies. As you remember when we did the interview with them, and we were like, "Hey, can we get you guys to sign this Mike and the Moon Pies record?" And he's like, "It's Silverado." And then I think he was like gonna cross out Mike and the Moon Pies on the record and write Silverado.
He so should have.
It would have been funny as hell.
And
I
like
would've done it.
the little kid that got it, I say little, he was maybe like preteen, maybe. It makes me wonder, like, if he knows them of Silverado or Mike and the Moon Pies.
You know, and I think that is the perfect one to have given him because the title of that album is One to Grow On. Um, and I feel like that album is definitely one to grow on.
Well, do you remember who got it?
Yeah,
We
I
didn't
do,
find
but
out till that afternoon,
I do,
or
but
was
you
it the next day?
it was no, I was still with you guys. I just wasn't with you when it happened. You guys told me before I left.
Okay, so it was the day. Brennan and I were standing in the pit for how ironic Parker McCollums set, and this video comes across of this little kid who was in a wheelchair. I don't exactly remember what um his condition was, but money was raised by Born and Raised and then given to this family, and we didn't know it at the time. Uh, Whenever we were walking through the campsites, we just saw this kid sitting down, playing with a guitar, and then his family was in the camper, and so we went up there, and their mom came out and was like, "Oh yeah, y'all come inside," and we gifted them the record, and then fast forward 8, 10, 12 hours, we find out that it was that family that we gave the signed Silverado One to Grow On record. And after seeing that video, Brendan and I just looked at each other and had some tears in our eyes and was like, it's a good thing. Just randomly, we're like, oh, here's a kid playing a guitar. Like, let's give him this record.
Oh yeah. Well, Gage, baby, you ready to hop into this album?
Let's get it. You want to start us off?
I'll let you start us off. This is your album, buddy.
Okay. Track number 1. Happy New Year. This is just a great way to start the album off. It's just he hits that chord, and then darling, since you left, I've been living good, and then just boom, full band rips into it. And every year, obviously, I mean, New Year rolls around, you got to play Happy New Year. You got a song about New Year's, so it's still really cool for Parker to 11 years later, this one still makes the set list, gets thrown back into rotation, and as everybody knows, it's a fan favorite. Like, you have to bust it out.
No, this was I think the first Parker McCollum song I ever heard. I can driving that old Dodge pickup I used to have. I can still hear it coming through the busted speakers, because shout out that old Dodge, it had the worst fucking speakers possible, I think.
Did it still have the dash?
Yeah, and then I put kicker door speakers in, and they like went bad like within a year of putting them in. I never replaced them again. They just sounded terrible.
Shout out
Um,
Kicker.
Shout out Kicker. I don't think it was on you guys. I think it was on the way we had to install them. um, it's my favorite Parker song. It's one of those songs that when it comes on, I can't stop myself from just singing along with it, you know? Um,
Wow, so that's your number one out of all of his songs?
I think so. Now I will say you and I kind of differ on this because I know Limestone Kid's your favorite. Um, I go back and forth on this. Gold Chain Cowboy was one of my favorites when it came out. I love that album. I spun it like so much when it first came out.
Still is a great
Yeah, I
album.
mean, nothing's changed.
It
I
took me
still
it took me a little bit to get around to it.
right. But probably wrong in my opinion is his best album.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'd say this is Happy New Year's probably my favorite Parker McCollums song. Listen, Lucy, the next song on this one, Lucy, you can't tell me this doesn't sound like something you'd expect from the Turnpike Troubadours. I mean, this was, and I say this with 100% love. Parker, if you do happen to by chance listen to this, do not think I'm trying to hate on you. This was back when he was in his singer-songwriter era. Like,
100%.
I mean, this album, every song is fucking exceptionally written. But I was listening to it today, and like when I'm trying to make my notes, I'm trying to like, well, what does this remind me of? What lyrics stand out to me? Like, how do I feel about the song? And I was like, man, he could have told me this was a Turnpike cover back and then I would have believed him, you know? Just because it has has Evan Felker's writing style or Turnpike's writing style on it. Great song, great follow up to Happy New Year.
Sorry. I just realized because his brother also wrote uh, a couple songs on this album, and they wrote together. Which I'm not gonna say the story because I've told the story 50 million times. But the only reason we have Parker is because of his brother Tyler. So shout out Tyler McCollum. But I was looking on the vinyl on the back here,
Mhm.
and Prohibition Rose was written by his brother, but they spelled it wrong. So I just noticed that. But yes, Lucy is 100%. It just how upbeat and
Mhm.
fast it is, like it just feels like a Turnpike song. Lyrically, it feels like a Turnpike song, which I mean, we always talk about it. It's like you whenever you discovered Hayes Carl and actually not discovered, but
Yeah.
dove into him, and you're like, oh, this guy took so much influence from Turnpike, and then he finds out that Hayes Carl actually influenced Turnpike.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. I'll never forget that night because I was like, I told everybody I was listening to Hayes Carl and I was listening to an album. That it was his 2004 album, whatever the name of that one is, or
Beaumont,
2005
I
album.
think.
Huh?
Beaumont.
Yes. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, man, this like is just turned like this is Evan Felker, man. Like he must have took so much influence. And then like I'm sitting outside grilling, and I'm like, wait, back that thought up, back that thought up. Evan Felker took influence from Hayes Carl.
Yeah. And going back to Lucy, I think the proper way to listen to this song and get like really into it is you turn it all the way up in your vehicle and you roll the windows down. It's a nice sunny day, 75 degrees, cool breeze just blowing through while you're just ripping down the road. You crank this song on, turn it up. It's the best way to listen to it. Then third track, Meet You in the Middle. Again, Tracer, you already touched on it. Sorry, there was a rock down here in the carpet that was fucking me up. Um, just another phenomenal written track. I mean, this is like, dare I say, the peak of his songwriting. Solo songwriting. And then you come in with the instrumentals all throughout this. It fits in whenever I was listening back through it today. the instrumentals, his vocals, the songwriting on this song just fit in a way that I don't know how to describe. It's almost like borderline perfect, and it really stands out in this one. One of my all-time favorite Parker songs, and I did fact check this because I've seen Parker, I think, 4 times now. Every single time he's played this song. As of, like, February 11th or something of this year, this song is still in the set list for live shows. And that just shows 11 years later, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but the route that Parker has taken, and then you look back on this, and then you look at some of the other albums, there's your differences. But the fact that this is still played every single night at every single show really just tells you all you need to know about this song.
You know, it songs can always have like power to them. You know what I mean? And this is one of those songs that every time I hear it, it brings back the taste in my mouth of Cowboy Cold Miller Lights and Copenhagen Wintergreen. And being at a rodeo, because I mean, this song was fucking played at every single rodeo I went to. It was like the biggest song ever, 2018 through 2020. Um, and I can just still feel it. It's an amazing song, like Gage touched on. It's peak Parker writing. Um, so there ain't much else you can say about this song other than it's definitely up there as one of his best. Now, ooh, All Day is next, correct?
Yes.
Gage, I'm gonna pass this one to you. I forgot to take notes.
Nice. Attaboy. For the longest time, this was my favorite Parker song. And I say the longest time, I mean from 2015 to probably about 22. Um, Again, it's just so cleverly written, and just the way that he made just, it amazes me that somebody in their lower 20s, at least, because this was released and he was maybe like 23 years old, I think, because I looked it up. Um, and I mean, this is the start of the Limestone Kid. Mentions it in the song and still goes by it to this day. He doesn't really go by Gold Chain Cowboy. Did for a little bit and it never really stuck. Everybody's just Limestone Kid. And I mean, it's like the release of the self-titled last year. He said, this is Limestone Kid. This is mentality that I'm going in, writing songs with. But that's another story for another day. Yeah, big fan of All Day.
One thing I'll touch on is that Limestone Kid has become an album that people like us and critics that are more professional than us um use as a mark. You know, they'll talk about like a young musician. They're like, this is his Limestone Kid. Like this is their Limestone Kid, and it means that like that's gonna be their most unique writing, their most true to themselves writing, because like it's your first album, you don't know what you're doing. Um, you're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. Um, and you're releasing what's most true to you.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, if I was a songwriter and I released music, somebody said, "Oh, this is his Limestone Kid." Okay, well that tells me that I did something right. Like it's not a diss or anything to anybody if you're being compared to if your album is being compared to this one. 'Cause dare I say, one of, if not the best freshman album in Texas country.
I'll give it to you.
Dare I say. I
Dare you.
mean, obviously, I have to go back and look and go through everything, but
So Prohibition Rose made a TikTok about this song today. Um, it's some of his best songwriting. I mean, this album truly is,
That was his brother that wrote it.
oh, his brother wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did say that. I thought maybe they co-wrote it. Um,
No, I don't think it's weird. On Apple Music, it shows that Parker is co-writer on everything besides, um, which one was it? Galveston Bay. But he didn't Parker didn't write on this. This was just Tyler.
got you. It's an extremely well-written song. It just kinda made me take a step back and go like, "Damn, like, I miss this era." Um, but I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah. Uh, about 2 years ago, this song was on repeat for months and months. Anytime I got in the car, it had to be played, to the point where Cheyenne was like, "Wow, this is a really good song." Because normally I'll just play music and she'll just play on her phone or whatever. And then she started listening to it and playing it and singing along, and it became on repeat for her. So I did my job. There for a while, this was one of my favorites as well, and you can't listen to the song without either tapping your foot, bouncing your knee, bobbing your head, and then that steel guitar just comes in and you're like, "Ooh, stank face." It just the steel really rang out in that one. Yeah, big fan. And then I believe this is the last track before we flip it over. The tune, it really kind of slows the album down, and listening back through it today, this is also where the EP that I mentioned earlier, Red Town View, stemmed from. There's an EP released, I believe, the year before um, Limestone Kid came out, and it was the tune Galveston Bay, Who's Laughing Now, or no, maybe. I think it was the tune Galveston Bay, Who's Laughing Now, Permanent Headphones, and Highway. And just this past year, we got Permanent Headphones, and 18 years old, sitting in a Wendy's, I believe, parking lot, and wrote that song. But again, total different album, everything. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about it one day. But with the tune, I wish that this track specifically was re-recorded whenever this album came out, because you can tell the change in his voice over the span of however long they recorded him. And also, quick little shout out to who recorded and produced this album, Corey Schaub, who used to be Ryan Bingham's steel player, I believe. Back, I think he left after Junkie Star. What came out first, Junkie Star or Mescalito? Mescalito was his first album.
Mescalito was his first album.
I think he left after Junkie Star. I don't know, but
Real quick side tangent. We'll wait till later, but Ryan Bingham has new music out. Gage and I will discuss some new music coming out and what we're excited for later on in the episode during a break. The tune,
perfect.
the tune. Oh, go ahead. Are you finished?
Yeah, hey, I still got more.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I forgot this is your album.
Hold me back. Hold me back. But still, I mean, even with the difference in his voice and everything, it's still a great song. It's not really my favorite. I feel most of the times I'm probably going to end up skipping it just because I want something a little more upbeat. But it doesn't take away from the song. It's still a great song, and I will from time to time throw it in the rotation and just mellowly sit there and drink my beer. This is a perfect fire, like sitting around a fire tune. I think it's just slower, great lyrics. It's good to, if you're having a conversation, kind of a little background music, sipping on some cold beer in the fall. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Dare I say, this is probably my least favorite song on the album. It's definitely the weakest song on the album for sure. It's not a bad song, but it's just kind of like, mm, mm, let's get
Filler.
on. Let's get on because I know better stuff is coming.
Yeah. I agree. But that takes us to our break. So, if you're anything like me, you're going to want to make the long trek to your fridge. Me, I have a mini fridge right next to me. And you're going to want to do this right here. Pull this number. And then you're going to hear the gods from the heaven above rain down on you and just say, Bush. Because Bush is the superior beer. Everybody knows it. But we won't get into it. Draft. I was tasked with the draft for this episode, and we're going to do artist / up and coming artists. We'll leave it kind of a little broad. But who in your mind is going to have a breakout year? And I'll let you go first because I'm a nice guy.
Number one. You know what? I'm almost going ahead and take it. I think you were going to take it. But I'm going to go ahead and take it. Give me Shelby Stone.
We're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Yeah, 100%. I mean, which new music coming out from Shelby. So her album, Silver Year, is coming out April 3rd, which is also her Billy Bob's debut. I will be there. If you show up, or if you plan on going, or if you're like, bounce back and forth, buy the ticket. I'll buy you a beer. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? But she also has a, I don't know if it's a single. I don't know what it is. But on March 13th, it was teased, posted a picture on socials. Country Never Dies. That's all we got. Could be a song. Could be a couple songs. Could be a TV show or a movie. Who knows? I have no idea. But, yeah. New stuff very, very soon.
All right, Gage, baby, your pick.
My pick, I didn't write any of these down. So we're just going right off the dome. Presley Hale. I've been listening to her music a lot here lately, and I think she's right there with Shelby, just on the brink of a blow up. Do you want to do Snake or just back and forth?
Snake.
Beautiful. Give me Ragweed member number 5, Gracie York. Again, new music has been teased, whether it's singles or, a project. She has caught a lot of traction since the official becoming of Ragweed.
All right. Round 2, pick 2 for me. Give me Mr. Lance Rourke.
Appalachian Tyler Childers.
I mean,
or not Appalachian, Red Dirt.
Yeah. His last album really caught fire. His Bad Reputation album. If you hadn't listened to it, I highly recommend going and listening to it. He's writing with Turnpike. He's on the road. He's paying his dues. He's opening up. It's time. Round 3, pick 1. Give me the young band that just got announced playing out at Red Rocks, opening up for Cross Canadian Ragweed, our good friends, the Smoking Oaks.
Or should we say the Smoking Oats?
Smoking Oats.
I finally got to retire this hat, so it hangs proudly next to my Mike and the Moon pies.
Smoking oats.
My round 3, pick 2. Give me our good buddy, Mr. Dano Simpson. And it's kind of like, I still think he hasn't completely blown up yet. And he's been saying a lot of new music is coming this year. He just recently, a couple weeks ago, released a acoustic album. And he sent me a song today out of the blue. And it is, let me tell you, you have Honky Tonk, then you have Horny Tonk.
Shout out Conway Twitty.
I don't know. That song had me feeling some type of way. I don't know if he wrote it about me. Still trying to discuss that with him. I think he wrote it about me, but who knows? And then my round 4, pick 1. Give me another one of our good buddies, Ty Smith and the Minor Offenses. I think he has a project that he's working on and cooking up. So hopefully we get that this year. But they've been playing him a lot on the radio down here. And, I mean, he played Born and Raised last year. And so Steamboat as well. So he's getting out there and getting it.
Round 4, pick 2. Give me the man that he's opening up for here in a couple nights down in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Vanguard. Okie, are you okay? Dear God. Jesus, did that get
I don't
you
think
excited?
Okie agrees with your pick.
Oh my God, you're up, Okie. Take your pick.
Hairball.
Goddamn, cat's got allergies. Her and Amos are both walking around the house sniffling. Anyways, I lost my whole train of thought. Logan Ryan.
What an album.
Great album.
What you got, round 5?
Oh, that's my turn, yeah. Round 5, pick 1. Give me an album that flew under everybody's radar last year. Like, nobody was including it on their top 10s, top 20s, top 25s, and they were wrong. It was number 3 album of the year last year. Give me Mr. Trenton Fletcher with Tornado Alley. Oh.
No, you cannot have one.
Introducing my beautiful girlfriend, Kyndal.
Jason Scott in the High Heat.
Valid.
Great pull. Great pull.
Baby, will you mix me another drink?
No.
All right. She's really not going to come back and get me another drink. Okay, what's your pick?
I'm really glad you didn't take this, because I was fully expecting you to. But to round us out, round 5, pick 2, give me Mr. Cole Phillips.
We need to get
that single.
Cole.
Yeah, that single that he put out last week, 2 weeks ago. God, what a catchy tune.
Dude, I'm telling you, Magnolias in May. Beautiful. Beautiful song. Honorable mention, though. Our good friend of the podcast, the king of Dr. Bronner's soap. I can't even go to Walmart anymore without not thinking about him. I still want to buy some Dr. Bronner's, but he's got some new music coming out. Mr. Race Ricketts.
Shout out Race. That's another guy. I need to shoot him a text. Which also, huge shout out to Race, because that man took time out of his day to text me happy birthday. The most random text that I've probably ever received. I'm just scrolling my phone. It was just posted to our Twitter by our great and dearest Miss Libby Allen. A little birthday post, and then 5 minutes later, I'm getting a text from Race Ricketts. Hey, happy birthday, amigo. Cool. Hell yeah.
What a guy.
Appreciate you. What a guy.
Oh, man. Well,
but yes, get Dr. Bronner's. It's worth it.
Gage, I have to make the long walk into the kitchen to mix up another drink, so I'll let you ramble to the fine folks for a minute while we take a quick intermission.
I have the perfect rant for this. What I don't understand is how the fuck does dust collect on things? if there's constantly air circulating. I don't understand it. If there's air moving and just whether it be a fan, the AC, whatever the fuck it may be, how does dust collect on shit? Because obviously you turn the fan off or you have a fan off for a while. Yeah, there's going to be dust on it, especially if it's in the garage or the attic or something. And then you go to turn the fan on, boom, there's dust everywhere. Okay, yeah, there's air circulating, there's motion, so it's going to blow all the dust off. How does a fan that is on 24/7 collect dust on its blades? I don't get it. I will never get it. I asked my brother-in-law about it, and he said it was some electromagnetic bullshit, whatever. I don't know. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. If you're some scientist or just somebody who's smarter than I am, which there's several people out there, please let me know if there's some sort of scientific reasoning. I don't know. Maybe Tracer knows since he's back now.
What was that whole rant, buddy?
How the fuck does dust collect on things like a fan blade? If a fan is on 24/7, how does dust collect on the blades? There's constantly air circulating around and moving and everything. Maybe a fan blade is a bad, example, but just anything. If I have a fan on 24/7 for 2 weeks and then I shut it off, the blades are going to be covered in dust. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm not a scientist, man. Well, listen, Gage, I will call up a dust scientist, and I will.
Please do, because as embarrassed as I am to say it, I haven't necessarily lost sleep over it, but I have been laying in bed and just sat there and wondered how does this happen? Because a good analogy that I had, if you have a box fan or a stand-up fan, whatever, and you go put it in the garage or put it in the attic for a little bit, and then you take it down, obviously it's going to have dust on it. There's not really air circulating in the garage until you open it and all that. But you go to plug it in and turn it on, boom, all the dust flies out and goes everywhere. You turn something off, you can see little dust particles just in the air, just as it is, wherever you're at. So how is something that's constantly in motion or constantly has air, anything like that, constantly going, how does stuff collect dust on it?
I don't know.
Another thing, where the fuck does dust even come from? I'm just here.
Brother, you're in over my head right now.
But it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not crazy.
I get what you're saying,
Okay.
man.
Now, the whole where does dust come from, who cares? There's obviously some sort of science equation or some shit that, you mix oxygen and this, that, and the third, there's dust.
Now, Gage,
get
we're letting our new viewers down here. This is supposed to be an educational podcast now. We should already have these.
I'm giving the chance for our viewers to educate me. You're only as smart as the other people in the room with you. I think that's that saying.
We're gonna go with it, buddy.
Sure.
All I know is that I'm thinking that when you and I are in a room together, the room loses IQ points. All right.
Yeah. I think what we need to do is call up our buddies over at Uncle Lucius.
Yeah.
And ask them, see if they know, because they are what made us an educational podcast and pushed us to make it an educational show.
Yeah. This is it used to be the number 24 music commentary podcast for country music on Spotify. Unfortunately, we're no longer on that list. We're now the number 23 educational podcast in America. So we're moving up in the world.
Also, want to say shout out to my brothers over playing hockey. at Team USA for beating that fucking Canadian ass and living another 4 years with us saying, what the fuck is a kilometer?
Shout out to the women too. They also
Shout out
won
to the
gold.
women too.
Shout out to the women too. Thanks,
You,
man.
USA just shit on Canada this year. And I fucking love it. In their own sport.
You invent a sport and give the USA a decade. We'll become better than you at it.
Literally. I've never woken up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday after having some beverages on a Saturday night for a sporting event. But I did for that one. So yeah, shout out Team USA. Shout out to the America legend now, Mr. Jack Hughes, for the golden goal. See, I'm learning my hockey terms now. Tracer, we'll get you there one day. But you want to go ahead and kick off this B-side?
Let's kick
So
off
we
the
can
beast.
stop rambling.
Honestly, this is what the people come for. They don't come to hear our thoughts about the music. They come for the side tangents.
Has to be.
I gotta find my notes.
It's in the notes
Gal-
app.
Galveston Bay. Parker said something, Gage, and you'll have to give me the exact quote, but he said that he wants to sing Chris Knight songs. What's that quote?
He wants to. It was either right. We'll say this because I don't know exactly. He wants to write and sing Chris Knight songs with Luke Bryan fame. Whether it was write and sing or just write Chris Knight songs with Luke Bryan fame, it was one of those two. And you can fact check me on that. I know it was one of those two.
This is exactly what he was talking about. This is a Chris Knight song, true and true. Now, I know you said his brother wrote this one.
I think they co-wrote this together.
But this is
No. This was written by Austin Biggers.
I hope he's doing well today. Austin, wherever you're at, if you happen to be listening to this podcast, because we're the number 23 educational podcast in America, we hope you're doing good and enjoying your new career as a dust scientist. Please reach out. We would like to have you on to answer Gage's very pressing question.
I need your help.
About where fucking dust comes from.
Yeah, no, shamelessly, it took me a while to come around to this song. And I will raise my hand and apologize to Mr. Austin and everybody else because this was like one of his, like, viewer wise or listener wise, I should say. Like, this was a fan favorite for a while. And it's what all the fans like, oh, you see a TikTok about deep cuts of Parker and everything. And this is like one of the majority of ones that's put out by people with a brain and the slightest bit of knowledge. Yeah, again, coming off the tune, like it's nice and refreshing to get back into that deep songwriting aspect. And it's, you got two slow songs back to back, but instrumentally this one kind of keeps it afloat. Yeah, I've now come to realize that this is a great song. Next, Who's Laughing Now? Dare I say, just kidding. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. This is hands down my favorite Parker song. Something about it does it for me. The writing, the vocals, instrumentals, everything together. It's just like, what was it? Meet You in the Middle. Something about it just sounds perfect and is executed so well. You have that nice slow beginning, and then full band comes in, and you just have like a train beat style drum the way through to speed it up. And yeah, I love everything about this song. Hands down, my favorite Parker. song.
So when we do older albums like this, especially ones that I feel like were a part of the era I grew up in, this 2015 through 2022 kind of era. I like to look back on where I was when I first heard the song, or where I was, or what's going on. And I think back to being like 17 years old, but not even knowing how to wipe my own ass correctly. And thinking I understood what this song meant.
Do you now?
No, sir. I'm still
Okay.
practicing. I did not pass that class in college.
You're not the
Um,
only one. I didn't even go to college.
yeah. Hey, it's a hard task to come. I think we should just be like the French people and get bidets.
Agreed.
Save paper, save the trees.
Exactly. Environmental safe.
Yep.
Educational podcast here.
Educational
Remember that.
podcast. Um, but yeah, this song is just so great. Even and now, it's better now that life has kicked me in the ass a few times. I've fallen on my face a few times. Um, just lived a life. I can now look at this song and truly understand what I thought I understood at 17, that I had no fucking clue what I was even thinking about talking about.
Yeah. And that's what makes, in my opinion, a songwriter phenomenal.
Mhm. You are. And
Come back, Parker, please.
that's how I feel about, like, last year I revisited Ringling Road again. And I looked at it from a 10-year anniversary aspect of it. And, like, yeah, dude, I understand these songs. I thought I understood these songs 10 years ago. I understand them now. I had no understanding of them back then like I thought I did.
It's such a beautiful thing to do,
Yeah.
too. America would be a lot better off if people did that. Specifically, listen to this album
Listen to this podcast,
and this podcast.
and this podcast. And we're nicer to strangers.
I swear.
High Above the Water. This one got me today. I've listened to this album front to back probably 15, 20 times over the years. This is one that I never really reached out and grabbed me, but he said something today that just cracked my ass up, and I had to think about, like, this is how I want to go out. High above or go out in style and on fire. That's how I want to go out. On style and on fire. And I don't know what hit me about that line today, but it hit me at that line. I said, damn, that's a good line. Solid line.
Yeah. I mean, this is just another one that is an absolute staple in his discography. I mean, this one has also been thrown into and out of the set list to date. And again, it just really shows what we had back then that some of the newer Parker fans don't even realize. But I will say, I do like the Apple Music version better than this one on the album. I don't, what is it, like Apple Music artists, or whenever they do their little
Yeah.
4 or 5 song thing.
Apple Music Sessions.
Yeah.
Real quick, side tangent. I had a customer a while back, and I was talking to him because they knew I was into music. And they asked me what I thought about Hudson Westbrook. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's okay. And he goes, I think he's Parker McCollum, but better. And I've never about bitch slapped a customer before that fast. But I was like, Hudson Westbrook wishes he could be Limestone Kid, man. You don't get it. Gage is
I'm
having a
just
stroke
not
over here. Gage's having a stroke over here.
I'm just not gonna say anything. Hudson's early on stuff, I like. I'm a fan. And I'll leave it at that.
What did oh fuck, I just blanked on his name. He's been on the podcast and he hung out with us at Born and Raised.
Zach Wilkerson?
Zach Wilkerson, what did he say when you asked him that question that night? What was that answer he gave you?
Well, for the viewers that don't know, the question that I asked Zach, I believe, was, do you ever look at some of these artists? And it wasn't during Hudson's set
It was not. No, it was first night.
because it was on the main stage where we were standing off to the side whenever I asked him. And I said, do you ever look at some of these younger artists or people who started so much later than he did? Because I believe his first album came out in 2016, maybe somewhere around there. And I asked him, I was like, do you ever look at some of these artists who are a couple years in and they're just blown up, just leaps and bounds over all these guys who've been doing it for years? And like, do you ever get not like pissed off, but what's the way to word it properly? What's the way to word it as Zach Wilkerson would word it? Exactly. I'm just gonna have to say this is not how Zach would word it. But do you ever get jealous or pissed off that all these younger cats are just out selling out every single show? And he turned and looked at me, and if you've ever met Zach, then you know exactly how this went down. He turns and looked at me, doesn't really skip a beat, and he goes, "I'm just glad they love music." Something like that. He said something like that. He's like, I'm just glad that, people are loving music. And I kind of took a step back and I was like, damn, Zach. I don't think anybody can hate you in this world. In it for the love of the game. But yeah. Shout out Zach Wilkerson. Next track. New Orleans, however you want to put it and word it. Another just train beat drums all the way throughout. To me, this track stands out against all 10 other tracks. This one feels out of place, but it fits the album so well, if that makes sense. Clever, witty, written, and it's just a fun song to jam out to.
This is one that Spotify bullied me with last summer.
Good.
I don't know what it was, but like every day this song was coming on. And, first few times I was like, oh, cool. Parker McCollums beat cut. Send it. And then after a while, I was like, I think Spotify thinks this is my favorite Parker song. And now it just will randomly come on. I'm like, hell yeah. New Orleans, baby.
That's fair. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this last song because this shouldn't be a hot take. I don't think, honestly, it will be a hot take. But rounding out Limestone Kid, Silhouette, hands down, it's not up for discussion. And there's really nothing that comes close. This is his best written song.
Yeah, I'll take that. This is the song that when I think about Parker blowing up and becoming who we know Parker to be, like, this is the song I think about. Because this is the song that everybody was like, hey, have you heard Silhouette by Parker McCollums? And, like, this feels like the song that kind of took him to the next level. This was like the radio, not like the radio hit, basically, But while we were sitting here recording, Gage, thought about another song. And I told you that my favorite Parker McCollums song was Hell of a Year. But I lied. Because I just thought of this song. And I hadn't thought about it in a long time. And I'm going to go listen to it as soon as we get off here. But Like a Cowboy.
You want to know who was a co-write on that song? Because I
Who?
think there was a couple writers.
Okay.
Chris Stapleton.
Really? Really?
Yep.
Shout out Chris Stapleton.
Phenomenal song. But if you go scroll through all of Parker's songs that, you know what, I'll even say it too, because I was kind of debating Um, but I'm just going to set the bar. Parker songs that it was only him writing on. Silhouette takes a crown. Second place, and the more I think about it, I'm like, this could give it a run for its money. Permanent Headphones. And if you don't even think that Permanent Headphones is in the conversation, go to YouTube
You're wrong.
and go find that Redtown View EP or SoundCloud and search up Permanent Headphones, and you find the original recording and everything, and you will get it. You also got to keep in mind he was 18 when he wrote that song in a fast food parking lot / drive-through, whatever it was. And take that into consideration. Permanent Headphones is the only one that I think comes close to Silhouette, but Silhouette just, it's written, and then you get over into the recording, and it's just blown away. Silhouette takes it all day, every day. And I think that's really what just, because throughout this and like listening, and then you go and revisit Probably Wrong, it's like, okay, these are all like great songs. But I think Silhouette just puts this album higher than Probably Wrong. Another prime example of an artist who is like that, Jason Isbell. I mean, those first three with Southeastern, and then you had that next one, Something More Than Free, I think. And it's like, you have said album, it could be better than this other album, but said album has that one song that is like, nah, we're going to the top. And that is Silhouette for Parker.
Speaking of Mr. Isbell, there has been an album by his former band, the Drive-By Truckers, that was put together back when he was still a member, called Southern Rock Opera. I want everybody to take some time, go listen to that album, go listen to it with open ears and open hearts, and look at the true beauty of that. What's the name of those albums? Like, it's not a compilation album, but a concept album. The true beauty of that concept album. Keep an open mind with the storytelling of the album. I think this country needs to hear Southern rock opera to remind ourselves of who we are, at our core, or who we should be at our core.
And then after that, just go listen to Southeastern. Still, hands down, Southeastern's the greatest album release of our generation. And I will say it. I know you're probably going to be like, oh, well, there's Soul Gravy. There's Turnpike. There's this.
So this will be a fun conversation, Gage. I don't think you and I have had this conversation. And I've been thinking about it a lot because we are now part of the older generation. We're old now, Gage.
I know. I feel it.
So a generation of music typically runs 7 years. Okay. So our generation realistically lasted from 2015 to around 2023 or so. Would that be about 7 years? Yeah. That
Quick
was
math.
our
Quick math.
Thank
It's
you.
actually 2022, but
Educational podcast.
educational.
So that was our era of music, right? So when we talk about like the greatest album for our generation, like we have to include an album in that time frame. Now I get what you're saying. I'm not telling you you're wrong, but for the viewers at home, understand that a generation in music runs 7 years typically. It can run up to 9 in some forms, but generally speaking, 7 years.
So who came out and said that?
It's actually like if you get into like music theory and music study and the study of like the music industry, and you watch trends. So like the grunge era, like look at the grunge era, for example. The grunge era ran from 88 to 94. And so essentially, the theory is like even if Kurt Cobain didn't die, grunge was going to be moved past by something else. And thankfully, we got the post grunge era before we got like the rap rock era or whatever the fuck they call that shit. We got the post grunge era right after that. That kept like the grunge sound and continued to evolve it. But before you have the grunge era, of course, you have the power metal, hair metal kind of generations. Now for the music that we're into, specifically, we saw the rock side of Red Dirt and the singer-songwriter side of Red Dirt come out. Um, so like South Hall, William Clark Green, Turnpike, Shane Smith and Saints, Flatland, like they're all like what our generation, of course, comes to expect music to be. And I kind of started noticing this when I was like, the kids aren't. Shout out Cody Canada. The kids are fine. The kids are fine. And they are fine. But I started noticing that a lot of the younger generation likes the Braxton Keefs. They like the Waylon Wyatts.
Retweet.
I know.
That is staying in.
But the Zach Bryant's, so they're straying further away from like the rock sounds of like the Red Dirt and the Ragweed and the South Hall and stuff like that, and transitioning more to like a 90s honky tonk kind of sound.
I wouldn't even say that. I think it's more of because I mean, you look at Braxton. Yes, you can put him in the honky tonk kind of classification. But you look at Waylon Wyatt. Anything that we've had close to a bunch of his stuff is our singer-songwriter esque. And then same with Zach Bryan.
Right.
So you kind of can't really classify him, but that is what is fed to everybody because we're losing out on, people and kids having that physical media. And it's like Zach Wilkerson said and Joe Fink said, which shout out Joe Fink. It's his birthday today. So happy birthday.
Really?
It is.
Joe.
Yeah. And, but there's something that, and it wasn't until they said it that I really realized it. It's just having something to hold and look at and feel and read upon. I mean, one thing that I was a huge, huge, huge fan of in like these early day Dolly Shine CDs is Many Thanks To and reading all through there. Same with Shelby Stone, her vinyl of Silver Year. Shout out Western Grunge Tape Deck because we're on there. Shout out Shelby Stone and her camp.
Shout out Trey for putting us on there.
Shout out Mr. Trey. But it wasn't until they said that like it really does mean something different to feel, hold, see. And it's really weird because I think we're making a push back into that and it's becoming popular and everything again. But it's just with all the older people, the older generations who grew up with that. And then it went away for however many years. And then now it's coming back. So, of course, they're fans of it. And then, I would say like music enthusiasts who just love music for the music. It's special to have something. But I think with the 15 to 20-year-old range, all they've ever really known is streaming and then social media. So everything that's fed to them, they're not digging in. They're not going deep. They're not listening to the playlist that Spotify or Apple makes for you. All they're doing is just listening to their own. They're not actively trying to go out and find new music unless they already know that artist. And it's a shitty thing for a bunch of singer-songwriter, independent artists, because if you're not fed into that algorithm, welcome back to the early 2000s where you have to get out and play shows and go to open mics and do all this. And as we know it, venues are dropping like flies still to this day, and nobody wants that. They just want whatever they want, any band, anything that is fed through algorithms. But it leads me. Do you have anything else
No,
with
go.
that? Sorry, I just
No, you're good.
that kind of hit a button there that I didn't even know I had a button for.
Hey,
But I mentioned to you, I was taking a shower earlier today whenever I got home from work, and I thought of some questions. I was like, what if we start a new segment of I'm just going to ask you some really like deep questions for thoughts within music, and I just want your honest answer. First one, I don't have anything written down, so this is just by memory. First part of this, if Turnpike was to still play shows and everything, but not release any more music after Heaven Passing Through album, would you be satisfied?
this is a tough one because for a long period of our life, which is like 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, we thought that's all we were gonna get. And I'm very thankful for every new song I get from Turnpike. I will never tell you that, I'll never say I'm unthankful for it by any means. They made a fucking Yo Gabba Gabba song break my heart.
What a fucking banger.
God. Fucking let Evan Felker sing the damn phone book at this point. If Evan Felker came out tomorrow and he said, hey, the band itself, we're kind of going to be done releasing music. We're going to get together 5-10 times a year, tour the United States, play the old hits.
I'm not even saying that.
Oh,
I'm saying, let's say 10 years from this day to 10 years later on, we get no more new Turnpike. Not even Yo Gab Gabber, just like old times, Todd Snyder cover. Rest in peace. The last thing that we had released from them was Heaven Passing Through album. And for the next 10 years, they still played as many shows as they normally do. You just weren't getting any more music. Would you be satisfied?
I'm gonna be honest, no. And I truly believe that, like, I'm thankful every day that Turnpike got back together. I'm thankful every day for the new music. But man, I'm gonna lose interest. And I don't mean that like I'm gonna lose interest in listening to the music the way that I listen to Turnpike. Everybody knows I listen to Turnpike every single day. Turnpike's my favorite band. But I'm gonna lose the interest in wanting to go see them because there's not gonna be anything that's new that they're playing that I want to see. And as great as it is seeing them, there's only so many times you can hear that. So going and seeing them and seeing different sets, it's just what I need personally.
Okay. So let's say, we're not going to do the math on it, but let's say they have 100 songs. Okay. And each night they get to play, we'll say 10 songs. And you go see them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Obviously, you're going to have, like, we'll say they play the same, out of 10 songs, 2 songs are in the set list every single night for the next 10 years. Other than that, everything's rotating. All 8 other tracks are rotating through their entire discography. Also, covers as well. It's hard because of what Heaven Passing Through did for us. I know how much it did for you. And then also, especially following Cat in the Rain, like, It's hard. 10 years is hard. We'll say 5 years.
5 years, yes. I feel like I can wait 5 years for another Turnpike album.
Okay.
10
My
years will start.
original my original question, but I got to thinking about it more, was how long can Turnpike travel and play shows on this album?
So I'll say this because I looked into it. Again, music theory. I've been reading a lot of music theory on my free time. And I thought about the Red Clay Strays, right? Red Clay Strays blew up like overnight. Wondering why became like the biggest song in America. Everybody was like loving the gospel rock, southern rock sound that Red Clay Strays have. They come out, they release the Western Grungies album of the year in 2024. Made by These Moments. And everybody was like, when's the next album coming? And they reached like peak stardom. I mean, like they're out on the roads, they're playing stadiums, selling $200 tickets, just doing everything. They've done everything the right way. Those boys are so deserving. I got nothing but great things to say about them. I got the opportunity to see them when they were still before they blew up, all of that. But they are going to run a 2-year cycle. Okay. And in this 2-year cycle, they're going to have like the year the album comes out, they're going to tour. Like, let's say the album comes out in July again. They're going to tour the back half of that year as a part of that album tour. Then they're going to have a full calendar year touring that album. And then another half year where they start teasing new music before the next new album. And that's to keep things fresh, keep things rotating, find out what works. So realistically, with the way where Turnpike is at now, 2-3 years realistically, they can ride this album out.
Okay.
And with how crazy as Texas country Red Dirt fans are, they could ride it out for the next decade, and we'd probably still show up every night and tell Evan Felker. You'll have, and it's the great thing about Turnpike shows is every time you go to Turnpike shows, you see grown men, some of the manliest men you've ever met in your fucking life, crying their eyes out to a random Turnpike song because if they finally feel like somebody understands them.
We've totally never been those
never
guys.
never cried at a Turnpike show.
Never cried listening to a Turnpike song.
Never.
Who does that?
No, not us.
Alpha males here. That another great example. I mean, talking about the Red Clay Strays. And again, no disrespect, huge fan. That was by far my favorite album. That was released 23, right? No, wait, 24. 24. They're a lot more popular with the newer generation, as I was saying earlier, than Turnpike is. As us, like, I don't want to say OGs, but us that have been listening to the Texas Red Dirt for ever since, we can remember, there's something different about getting music. Do I want new Turnpike every single day? Absolutely. But if Turnpike toured on Heaven Passing Through and the rest of all their music for the next 4 or 5 years, I'm still going to go every single chance I get. Because I genuinely think they could tour on that album for several years. And especially with everything else that they've released. And so that was just one of my questions.
Okay.
Another one. With the album Soul Gravy, do you think that you like that album so much because of what it did for Red Dirt and the future of everybody who took influence? Or do you like that album more for the way that it is, for the music? Or do you think you like it just a little bit more because of how it shaped and influenced everything else?
Shaped and influenced everything else. Because you listen to like Carney Man, Alabama. Those were the 2 studio albums before Soul Gravy. No, Self-Titled came out before Soul Gravy, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it
so
went Carney Man and then
Uh,
Self-Titled, which I believe is the Purple album.
but there's the
And then it was Soul Gravy,
Highway.
Garage.
Hold up,
No, yes, it was
Hi,
Carney,
Highway
Highway
370,
377,
Self-Titled,
Self-Titled,
Soul Gravy,
Soul Gravy, Garage, and then you had
Mission,
the one with Blue
California,
Bonnet, Mission, California, and then what
Happiness,
was it
among
like?
other things.
Yeah,
Um, you gotta go with Soul Gravy because of what it created. Um, I remember the first time I was introduced to Soul Gravy, 18 years old, had this ag teacher in my JUCO, and I don't know, I was bitching about whatever was on the radio. I was like, radio country sucks. And of course, I knew who Ragweed was. I knew about the boys from Oklahoma and Carney Man. And she said, "You need to listen to this album, Soul Gravy." I said, "What is it?" She said, "It's gravy for your soul." At the time, I didn't understand what that meant. And years later, I get it. It was just such an impactful album for the time because it was the first album that we find what we now here at the tape deck call the Cody Canada effect, or the ragweed effect, if you will, where you have rock and roll, country, country, rock and roll, and the album's paced where it's like pick you up, bring you down, pick you up, bring you down, and it keeps you listening. And this is what I talked about it with Kyndal a couple times. I don't think I've ever brought it up here, but I've noticed a lot of people over the years, like on Twitter, it's like, I don't know why you call Cross Canadian Ragweed a country band. They're straight rock and roll, brother. You ain't never listened to Soul Gravy. You have never listened to Soul Gravy, and it shows.
I've been asked this question several times. What is red dirt? And I always struggle thinking of like a formal term or anything, but to me, what red dirt is rock and roll instruments with country lyrics.
Yeah,
You know it's a country song, and you can take that song with just an acoustic guitar, and you're like, "Oh, this is country." But then you get a full band in it, and you're like, "Oh, this is rock and roll." To me, that is what red dirt is.
Gage, around this time last year, we were prepping up for Boys from Oklahoma. We just had friend of the podcast, Mr. Josh Kretschmer, on. He's got a new book coming out. Y'all better fucking buy it, all right? God dang it.
Shout out to the Crutch.
But after that episode, I was doing some digging online, looking for like some old ragweed photos to post up, because we were like doing prep for that kind of thing. And there was an old sign from back in the day, or Cross Canadian Ragweed. It was on a T-shirt. It had their logo, and it says what sums up red dirt in my mind perfectly. Smells like country, tastes like rock and roll. And that, to me, that's what red dirt is. Smells like country music, but damn it, does it taste like rock and roll.
Yeah. And so it's hard because there's not like a formal
No.
definition of red dirt. It's just kind of what each person interprets it as.
No. And I made this joke a while back about like, that Saturday Night Live skit they did where it's like the founding fathers and like what America is going to be like. And it was like, this is going to be this is Oklahoma's favorite country band. They're called Cross Canadian Ragweed. Oh, so they'll play country songs, or they'll dress up as cowboys. No, absolutely not. They will look like a punk rock / metalcore band. Oh, but they'll play country music. Mm-mm. They're led by a guy with blue hair that likes to smoke a lot of marijuana and talk really bad about the government.
Exactly. And that's what I love so much about it. And I had a buddy who, since this conversation happened, I've kind of second guessed our friendship and if I still want to be friends with this said individual. But he goes, you know, man, like you like the music you like. I get it. But I just don't think ragweed's really like that good. Do it now? He goes like, yeah, I like some of their songs and everything, but like the way that you and our other friend, um, it's like the way that y'all like just always talk about them and like listen to their stuff and this, that, and the third. Like, I'm just, I don't think they're really all that great. And I was like, okay. I was like, you just told me that you pre-ordered a Parker McCollum vinyl because you like the color of it. Okay, whatever. Who do you think he was influenced by? Ragweed. That's what he was listening to growing up. Give
And
me some other artists.
who was Ragweed influenced by?
All
Ray
roads.
Wylie Hubbard.
Okay. Hell yeah. Shout
You
out
didn't
Mr.
even second
Hubbard.
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 Thank you.
I'm sorry, you
No,
really
that's right.
I was just gonna go on to the all roads lead to Mike McClure. But yes. Anyway, and I was telling him, I was like, okay, go look through some of your recently added songs to your playlist, library, whatever. And he read off like 5 or 6 artists. Yep, they listen to Ragweed growing up. Yep, they listen to Ragweed growing up. I was like, the reason that I love Ragweed so much is what they have done for artists in the future. Like, and it's just like we were saying with Soul Gravy. Like, I agree with you 100%. I think the reason that most people love that album so much is because of the influence that it had on even still new artists today. And I don't think that's going away anytime soon. I was like, that is why they are such a beloved band. Plus, every single person in that band, cool as fuck. All great human beings.
I'm going on a limb here, and like from a music lover's point of view, like you and I, we can probably agree that Soul Gravy is one of our favorite albums to listen to, right?
Mhm.
What I've noticed is a lot of the artists that we've talked to, and we're like, dude, like you Ragweed's your influence. What album? And we want them to say Soul Gravy so bad, but what album do they always talk about? The fucking
Garage.
Garage.
Yeah.
And that is the album that I feel like Ragweed was like that, because like back then they didn't really have a label. Like they were like cutting up the Stillwater scene, and they were like, you know what? Like let's be a fucking grunge rock and roll band. And then they put out this
Let's
grunge
take
rock
to
and
the
roll band.
studio what we just did in our garage for the past 2-3 months because we're rolling off this high of just everything growing up. That's what garage is. Hence the name.
And
I didn't even think about that till just now.
and then
Is the reason that it's titled garage is because it's like a garage punk grungy band of just 4 friends and buddies just getting together and just making just rock and roll in their garage.
but imagine being Cody Camden, Cross Canadian Ragweed, where you put out one of the best albums. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's part of the post grunge era, because I think that's the sound they're going for, is that post grunge era of like the late '90s. And you put out this post grunge album, and you're like, this is gonna make the rock and roll charts. Like this is gonna, and you have a bunch of cowboys going, hell yeah, brother, you make country music.
Yeah. Here's another thought. So with Soul Gravy, you have like that rock and roll, country, 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 rock and roll, country, rock and roll, country. You have just that wavelength. Do you think they just went into garage and was like, fuck it, rock and roll, whole way.
I
Let's
feel
see
like
what happens.
I
And
feel
that's
like
what most of our now red dirt artists and everything took that inspiration from. I was like, I love this. And again, this is also, it could be biased just because this is my thought process on red dirt, but it's like, let's take rock and roll instrumentals and just put it with a country song.
I just think they went into the studio and they like recorded the first couple, and then they were like, "Fuck it, all gas, no brakes, baby."
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to get Cody Canada on to talk about it.
I feel like we have to.
Who knows? Another question. We've just been rambling and tangent. And again, this is with no disrespect. I hope this goes on forever until I cannot attend concerts anymore. And again, honestly, not personally, but honestly, how long do you think the Boys from Oklahoma shows can go on before people start to get burnt out? Say there's no new music released or anything from either band, from Ragweed or Turnpike. How long do you think this can go on before people get burned out and, not able to sell out stadiums or arenas, or two, just like hardly sell like maybe 50% of tickets?
I think indefinitely. I think, realistically, the city of Stillwater can make it a standing thing. Like, hey, every April, man, we get the boys from Oklahoma together. We get Cody Canada to come out. We get Turnpike to come out. And we get some up and comers. We get Southlaw out on that stage. We get Wyatt Flores out on that stage. Josh Malloy, these up and coming Texas red dirt artists. Um, and I don't see why it couldn't be 20 years from now. We're going to the 20-year anniversary of the boys from Oklahoma. Cody Canada coming out there. I mean, I don't know how old he is. He's like 50, isn't he?
I would assume 40s,
Okay, like coming
40s,
out there
50s.
and sparking up a J on the stage, and I gotta explain to my kids, like, hey, that's cool for Uncle Cody to do. It's not cool for you to do until you're old enough to make the decision. I, I just can't see this going away now with how genuinely happy Cody is and the whole band is. I mean, they seem to be excited to be back together, to be friends again, to be making music together again. And I think it just keeps rolling, and we go on.
Okay, I agree. I hope that this goes on forever.
Well, Gage, it has to be our yearly reunion when we get all our kids together to come hang out, man.
It 100%. The only thing is, going in non-biased, only thing you said was Stillwater. Could this be a yearly thing in Stillwater forever? Absolutely. But are they going to be able to travel around the US? That was my question. Was a little broad. I'll narrow it down.
I don't think
Travel
so.
outside of the lower Midwest and inner southern states, I guess, is the best way to put it.
I don't think so.
How long do
And
you think it goes
another year or two. Um,
before people start to just kind of fall off of it?
and I don't think they're gonna fall off it, not because there's not any music being made or anything like that, but like this is just, I mean, this is just, I mean, it's a straight fact. Like, you can try to argue with this with me, and I'm not gonna back down on it. No band will ever do what Ragweed did.
No band can go broken
14
up
years.
for, yeah, 14 years and then turn around and sell out 4 nights in a row at a stadium that was said by a famous country artist that you can never hold a concert there. And then to turn around and go to Georgia, Texas, all these other states and do the same thing.
So, the cultural impact that Ragweed had by doing this of like, hey, let's get back together, one time show, just for the next generation to say they saw Ragweed, and then for it to blow up and become what it did because everybody, it's like forgotten generation that didn't get to see Ragweed but was raised on Ragweed has found Ragweed over the years thanks to Co Wetzel, uh, Parker McCollum, all these guys mentioning Ragweed and Cody Canada over the years. Um, it blew them up, and it made Ragweed like these folk legends, you know, and especially like Gage for you and I growing up in like the area that we did, like everybody has a story about the night they saw Ragweed and they got in a fist fight, or Jason Boland jumped off stage with a beer in his hand and was like crowd surfing. Like it was these wild ass stories that made us yearn for this time without technology, because you hear these stories and there's no proof they ever happened. Like they could be 100% complete lies, but you got to believe them because of like the legend of them. You know what I mean?
Damn, I had another really good question. Here it is. If it wasn't for the response that Ragweed got once they announced that show, say that it didn't sell out. We'll say even 75% of tickets sold. Do you think they stay together and keep planning all these shows? Or do you think they were just like one and done type thing? Me personally, I think it was the response that they got, all those people right up the bat that was like, holy shit. Because Cody put it perfectly. He goes, we just want our kids to experience what we really used to do, and like this was our life. And then, shit happens. You grow apart from each other. I think it was just the amount of people that were so into it also kind of made them take two steps back and was like, maybe it really is bigger than all of our little petty bullshit, whatever that happened. And the response that all of us people gave to them made them keep pushing and keep striving to like, all right, let's add 3 more days for Stillwater, and then like we'll call it done. And then selling out 4 nights, and it's like, let's add this, let's add this. And then I think it brought them even closer together than what they planned on.
I think you could even say when Cody Canada said our kids, he didn't realize the entire generation he'd raised. Like, you know, you and I, our friends, um, all of us that went together and showed up and showed out and hung out and partied all night. Like, I don't think he realized that we're kind of his kids too. Like, he was playing a show for the next generation. Um, and so I think, you know, let's say theoretically speaking, that show comes out, they play one night, 75% sold out stadium. I don't think the love is that, like, I mean, the love for each other's probably there. Like, they probably got back together, you know, I love you, man. I'm so sorry about all this shit, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they get together a couple times a year, play a little pop-up show or something like that. But it's not what it become, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
Those were great questions, Gage. We're going to call that Thinking Time with Gage.
There we go.
I just need every episode you come up like 2 to 3 questions that we're just going to have Thinking Time with Gage.
Perfect. Yeah, I was just thinking that, and I was like, damn. Like, I know we fuck around a lot on here, but I was like, what if I just pulled some like really deep and like personal questions? Yeah. Because you're always, oh yeah, Soul Gravy's best album, this, that, and the third. Okay, everybody just thinks it's your favorite just because it is. But those who don't really know you and also know the album, it's like, if they go to listen to it, why is this his favorite? Okay,
It's fair.
it's what it is.
And I'm proud
Digging
to say,
deep.
I am proud to say that this summer, I listened to that album every single Friday night while cooking on the grill. And I plan to do the exact same damn thing this summer. Every Friday night, crack a cold one, throw
Why
some
the
shit on
summer?
the grill. It's too cold to stand outside and grill in the winter.
pussy. You're standing by a fire and a warm grill.
Here, I'm sorry, Gage. I'm letting you down.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not letting me down. And I'm not disappointed. Don't worry. I'm still proud of you. What else you got? Do you have any rants or anything? Everybody heard my dust rant, and trust me, they fucking heard it. I mean,
I know. I heard it.
The more I kept talking, the more I was getting pissed off.
I don't really have anything, man. I've kind of aired all my grievances out. Gage is angry about dust and wants to know if you have any rants.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh,
I do.
Actually, but before Kyndal goes on, just want to formally apologize. Last week there wasn't an episode. This week we're not getting an episode out on Wednesday. Hey, life happens. Shit happens. Are we sorry that there wasn't an episode released on time as we've tried over the years? Yes, we are sorry. Do we really care? Shit happens.
You get up. Go. Get me a drink, please. Thank you. I need to talk about my shit.
All right, Kyndal, you're tapped in. Air it out because I have a lot of shit that I agree with you on.
I am so irritated with Braxton Keith.
I'm gonna go take a leak, but you keep on ranting and I will follow.
I am so irritated with Braxton Keith, and I don't know if it's just that I don't like his name. Like, it sounds like something that a white mom names. I wanted tequila. It's fine. I want tequila, actually. It sounds like something that a white mom from the South names her child. Like, literally a tragedy. Here's my main beef with him, though. It's not just his name. It's how manufactured his fucking persona is. The fake beef with Gavin Oddcock when they're signed to the same fucking label. And most recently, that bitch-ass song. If I have to hear "Drinks Are On Me, I'm Braxton Keith, honey, I own this bar" one more time, you can just kill me. Honestly, you can kill me. I can't do it. I really can't do it. And I don't know what it is that makes me so violently angry about it, because everybody else seems to love it. Oh my God, it really just irks my soul. Just that one. Oh, and I didn't even really think about him before. Like, I've never really been like a huge fan of him, but I didn't have a negative opinion of him. But now, because of that damn song, I do have a negative opinion. And that's really my beef there. I mean, it's not really beef, I guess, but
I don't want to say I necessarily have deep history with Braxton, but I saw him for $20 at a community center in Bowie, Texas. If you're from Texas or surrounding areas and you know of the town Bowie, you know it's fucking tiny. You said you wanted tequila. I saw Braxton Keith, and for all my deep cut of Texas country fans, Tristan Merez. If you don't know, go look up some of his songs. Also, he is releasing new music, and I believe he released a song a couple weeks ago. Haven't listened. But I saw them back when Braxton was Texas country.
Well, maybe he was good back then, but
honky-tonk.
I don't know any of his shit prior to what he's been doing post, like, Nashville, Sell Your Soul to Warner.
What's that song that came out that just fucking blew him up?
Drinks Are On Me.
No. It was like a couple of years ago. Blue?
The Chair?
Was it Blue or something? No. It like blew him up on all socials, and that's whenever he like changed.
I'm sorry, he gives
cozy.
He gives me the TikTok energy, like, and you know what? I'm not gonna knock anyone who's grinding out on TikTok, because fuck, my friends do that, and you know what? Good for them, because they rock. But oh my God, his songs just feel like they're made for TikTok. Like the whole "Drinks Are On Me, I'm Braxton Keith." Oh my God, you don't own
100%.
any bars. You're like.
So have you listened to his older stuff?
No. I will say
Okay.
I have
I'm
not.
sending you a couple songs. Go in just clear-minded because this is 2021, 2020. Like, this is prime Texas country Braxton Keith, and it's
I
great.
hate the way this happens to people, though, because there's a lot of
It's
people I could
horrible.
mention that
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
this
and it
episode today, dare I say?
you know, whenever the album came out and everything was leading up to the self-titled Parker McCollum, I was tired of getting just told, "Hey, Limestone Kid this." I feel like the Limestone Kid's coming back. I'm going back to my roots. We were told that for so long that it was like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
And then, what was the first single released? There's a music video to it from it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
We've lost the art of the music video.
We have.
Music videos really are becoming like dead media. We need to bring that back fully.
What the fuck?
Like,
What kind of man?
Think about that
That's what it
Foo
was.
Fighters Everlong music video. They don't make shit like that anymore.
Oh, there is a question for Tracer that I'm going to circle back to. But what kind of man was the first single that was released off the self-titled Parker's album? And I listened to it, and honestly, I was a fan from first listen. It was catchy. It was well written, and then there was just a long break before we got anything else, and then we're just pounding with Limestone Kid is back. It was teased in the music video. Oh, welcome back, kid. Parker's like, yeah, whatever, whatever it was that he said. The album came out. Huge fan of self-titled. But then we get into Big Old Fancy House that has been teased acoustic for 2-3 years. And it didn't make this album. People were pissed because it definitely fits this album. And then he semi sort of released a download on his website for an acoustic version of it. And it is Limestone Kid up and down. I will say it till the day I'm blue in the face. Well, then he releases it for this deluxe album. And it is nothing like the acoustic. It is fucking horrible. Horrible. And I will not listen. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to listen to the deluxe whenever it comes out. But I have not listened to Big Old Fancy House release version past a minute and a half. Now, the file that I have of the acoustic version, I will listen to all day long, everything. But that ruined it for me. And it really made me just go back on Never Enough, Parker McCollum. His 2023 album. That was Nashville pop bullshit.
I live in fear that my favorite artists are gonna do it, but I have faith that they aren't. And you know what? Being a Lana Del Rey fan, she's never made normal music ever. So I do think I have faith in my favorite
And
artist going against the grain still.
our thing, shout out our great buddy, Mr. Fat White. I don't think Parker was necessarily chasing the money whenever he signed his record deal. I don't. Same as Coetzel. I don't think they were chasing the money.
It just depends on the environment that you're in. I feel like that's what's being fostered, that's what's being taught to you, and that's what the
exactly.
Standard is. It's totally different.
I mean, everybody knows that you can play the Texas and Oklahoma and surrounding supporting states. You can tour that as an independent band and make a good living.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the Red Clay Strays put it really brought a whole new perspective into everything is, yeah, we can make a living playing our music the way we want to and all this, but the reason we signed to a label was because we wanted to reach a broader audience. We wanted to go play overseas and all this. And whenever they said that, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we all know that artists want to, dabble and experience different genres, different styles of music. And I try not to go against that. But whenever I have an album of Limestone Kid, Probably Wrong, and even Gold Chain Cowboy, and then I get something like Never Enough, no, absolutely not. But it's also just because I'm still just my little Texas person, and this is my Texas artist, and I want to gatekeep them, but also make them famous and rich enough to where they keep doing this. But I
That's
don't
the
want them to
worst
make
part. That is
that.
the worst part because I'm like, Wyatt Flores has really blown up since I've started. I started listening to Wyatt in like mid 2023, and I'm like, oh God, this can't be happening. I'm so scared. No. But like,
Kenny,
at the
I
same
wish you were
time,
in here
I want them
for.
to be successful.
Yeah. Tracer, what was that segment that you called it?
Thinking time with Gage?
Yeah. I wish you were in here for that segment. Because I really thought, I really think it would have just tore you up and really made you think. But here's my other question for both of y'all now. How do y'all feel about this new upcoming album from Mr. Johnny Blue Skies and the direction that he went with it of no streaming, this is solely physical media?
I respect it. I mean, you're making more money that way.
Okay, so do you respect it, or do you, would you rather it be also on streaming?
I mean, it's more convenient. No, stop. I know you wouldn't because you're old. But listen, if I'm in the middle, like if I'm going camping or something,
Okay, time out.
I don't want to have to bring the fucking CD player out.
And that's fair. This is also, during this thinking time with Gage segment, this is no bias. This is not your opinion. This is what do you really truthfully believe? No bias, everything. So you would rather it also be released to streaming, truthfully.
Objectively, I think the general population would prefer it be.
Who cares about the general population?
You said no bias and no personal opinions. I'm giving you the consensus.
Yeah, no.
What do you want from me?
Just you. Say it was only you on this planet.
Okay.
You either had to buy a cassette, CD, or vinyl to listen to this album, since it's not released to streaming. Are you a fan of that, or I do wish it was on stream?
Well, it depends on the artist, TBH, because
that's fair.
And the album, because if it's a fun, summery album and I want to listen to it, while I'm camping or something like that, hell yeah, I want that on streaming. I'm not bringing the fucking boombox.
Okay, that's fair. I was about to say, it's a Sturgill disco album that's been teased.
And you could still play that at the club. You just need to bring a fucking CD player, I guess.
Truthfully, and again, I say this unbiased, I'm glad that we have streaming and everything. But I love this. If you want to listen to my songs, oh no. Maybe I shouldn't say that because that's what fucking serial killer Brooks did. But damn, I didn't think of that till just now. Garth was like, "Oh, if you're gonna listen to my music, you got to buy the physical copy."
One thing
buy the whole album.
One thing I do like about it though is that I feel like it's more towards the people who are actually real fans of it rather than casual listeners.
Prime example. I think everybody needs to do what Shelby Stone did. Get the album done, made and everything, for 6, 8, 10 months, a year. The only way you can listen to this is buy it on my website, buy a physical copy, and then we'll release it to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to happen, especially within the independent scene.
Well, yeah, I think that would
absolutely
help, build up the excitement for it, and you're also getting early engagement, so people are talking about
it's
it
that
before the general populace can hear it.
Yeah, it's also you can build that personal connection with your fans.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen an artist better than Shelby that is like so fans first.
Yeah, she comments on my TikToks on my fan account or on my spam account.
Shelby's
I posted a TikTok the other day and it was like when somebody catches me listening to Country Girl Shake It For Me on earbuds, and she replied and said real. And I was like, oh, glad to know a fellow Country Girl Shake It For Me fan is in the house.
catchy song.
Real quick,
Dare I say?
we're just gonna talk about how Kyndal is the new fan favorite of everybody on TikTok. And is just growing it up with everybody.
I love my girlies. One thing about me, shit. The Red Dirt Girls, I love them down.
Phenomenal.
Jobless Baldine.
Phenomenal album. I don't care what anybody says.
Jobless Baldine.
Freshman album.
God, I hate Jason Aldean.
Set all the... How do I put this in a way that I don't get canceled? You want to set all personal,
Even if I saw all the
political,
bullshit
and everything
aside,
aside,
he maybe has one or two good songs.
go listen.
I grew up on
to this
Jason
album.
Aldean.
It's great.
I was born
This
and
album
raised
is
in
great.
Nashville. I was born
Yeah.
and raised in Nashville. However,
Night Train.
I was
Last
also
good
raised
album.
on Brad Paisley, so I would put Brad Paisley miles above Jason Aldean.
100%. Brad
Uh,
Paisley is one of the greatest guitar players
Thank you.
that we have seen, and I will
Finally.
die by that.
Finally, somebody's acknowledging
His
Brad
version,
Paisley.
his version of Never Leave Harlan Alive, dog shit. Go listen to Daryl Scott's version, the OG, the original.
So
I
I
would die on that fucking hill.
have 3 crazy pulls right here. Number 1, my favorite song growing up was a Brad Paisley Christmas song called James Penguin. Number 2, my papa's truck is in the Whiskey Lullaby music video. Number 3, there was a music video shot at my house. Do you know who?
I heard about that one. I can't remember, but
It
I
was,
do remember
the Cadillac 3.
that's what it was.
Damn if we
Yeah.
didn't. And I was a youngin', but it was fun. They had a keg in my living room.
Fun fact, I watched that video when I was in college. Didn't know it was her house though.
We want
was
to talk
my
about
house.
Brad Paisley. You give me some mud on the tires. You give me some check you for ticks. That like 2010s and years before. Now what we call Nashville country.
It was hitting.
It was great.
hitting.
It was great. I will say it. It was great.
I'll even listen to Blake Shelton. What's that song? She wouldn't be gone.
Great song.
Oh!
Great song. Great song. But
Banger.
you want to get some Jason Aldean Night Train? Hey, it's a bop. This is, I believe, his last like good album before just the bullshit.
You know, I was.
And whenever I
listening
say
to
bullshit, like
Big Green Tractor.
really pop.
I was.
Okay. I mean, it hit back in the day. I can't lie.
When I was
But
a
I think it's
child-
just overplayed to
I
the
know,
point
but
of
when
like,
I was a
don't
kid,
even
my
wanna
dad
listen
had
to this.
a green John Deere rideable mower, and we used to do donuts with that bitch while listening to that on the iPod Nano.
I mean, like,
Shout
You
out
tell
iPod
me-
Nano.
that you don't go listen to When She Says Baby by Jason Aldean, and you're not like, damn, this is kind of a vibe.
We all have our guilty
But when she
pleasures because
says,
I say I hate Kid
"Baby,"
Rock, but
Hey, you put me on some Picture on
Don't
karaoke
play
mode
Picture.
after about 15 Bush lattes. Ooh, I'm getting down.
there's a video from me inside of Kid Rock's bar last year, and the cover band on the second floor was playing Picture, and I was absolutely sloshed, and the camera turns to me, and I'm full on sobbing. And I was like, well, you can't play Picture.
Kenny is a Kid Rock fan. The more you know.
Okay, no, but
Bah, with the
no.
bada bang a dang diggy diggy.
You can't say he doesn't have good songs.
Oh, my name is Kid.
He's just the ass
Kid
version
Rock.
of Nickelback.
Dude, you watch his live show from Woodstock in what, 99?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, first of all, that's because it was Woodstock. Everything at Woodstock was ethereal.
Doesn't matter. If you could go back and watch or like see videos of any Kid Rock concert of that era, I can almost 100% guarantee you it's going to be that electric.
Yes, and
Woodstock was something different.
If Kid Rock wasn't such a like dick sucker panderer, I would fuck with him. His music's not bad to me. Like I fuck with some of his music. All Summer Long, fucking banger.
That's what I was coming.
Tracer, I need you to say in here because you posted something on Twitter the other day of Rehab bartender song. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That is a fucking certified hood classic.
Yes,
okay, childhood staple. That song comes on, and I'm listening. I never skip it.
I was rapping. I can do the rap part too.
But I wasn't
100%.
I wasn't hating on the song.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I was just saying that it just happens to be like the white trash version of Reckless Kelly's Last Hurrah, which is already. Get up, baby.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I 100% agree with you.
Where's my phone?
Back here.
But it's also like you have like the original of that song and it's phenomenal. And then you have like the Hank Williams Jr. version of that song and it's phenomenal. I just wish
stand here, baby.
all the cuss words were the same. Yeah, your inhaler's on the bed, so you better stay.
I think that's the empty one.
That is the empty one. Why can you see my inhaler?
Real quick, this last little bit before we probably should wrap this one.
Should, but this is what the people yearn for.
This is really what people yearn for. So for the longest time, I listened to Reckless Kelly's Crazy Eddie's Last Hurrah, and I know the ragweed version of it. And for the longest time, I always sang it as, well, the bars threw me out at 2. I didn't know what to do. So I broke down and called Big Sue. And here recently I was listening to Carter. I can't remember what his last name is. His first name's Carter. He put out a cover of it. And his cover is very slowed down, very, mellow, less rocky. And he said, got kicked out of the bar and called guess who? And
who is Big Sue?
And so I had to back it up and I was like, who's he calling? Guess who? That's not the song. He's got to call Big Sue. And then I realized the song is Guess Who? And so I wonder for all these years, who the fuck did I think Big Sue was?
Wait.
And why was he calling Big Sue?
Have you told him about our New Year's Day revelation that we, Brendan and Bryson?
Wait a minute. So the song does say Guess Who and not Big Sue.
I never questioned it.
So then the next lyrics are, but the call block wouldn't let me through.
Yeah, I thought that was cop block.
Okay, see, I always thought it was Big Sue, but the call block wouldn't let me through. And then, a couple of years ago, I was like, if you're calling Big Sue, why would she block you? And so I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So then I was like, okay, maybe it was like cock block, as in the bouncer wouldn't let him back through. So I was like, okay, maybe it is cock block. But if it's Guess Who and then call block, that makes a lot more sense.
It does. The song makes a lot more sense. I'll be damned.
Yeah, this isn't
okay. Oh, New Year's Day by Charlie Robinson. We've always
my goat. Rest in peace. I still miss you, Charlie, so much.
We've always assumed kinda that
Bryson told me about this.
Yeah, we called you.
Tell the viewers.
Called you.
Yeah.
Pussy Willow Rose. We always thought she was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. However, she wasn't. There is a bar in somewhere Texas. That's called the Dallas Cowboy. And that's where she worked.
It is a transvestite bar.
It is online if you look it up. It is a transvestite bar.
Shout out to the girlies.
I don't-
Love the dolls.
Hold up. I don't mean to say that with any that sounded bad. Believe me, I love you. You do your thing. Go off.
Hey, I just want to say, I have been to a drag show brunch, and that was.
It's so.
It wasn't even a drag bar. It was just a brunch.
Yes,
and
brunch.
we went and got fucking hammered,
On
and then we went out
mimosa?
with the MC.
Yeah.
We went out with the MC of the drag show, and
love drag shows.
she put it the best and most simple way that I wish just everybody would, and I mean this with no disrespect whatsoever. She goes, if I'm dressed like a woman, call me a she. If I'm dressed like a man, call me a he.
I mean, it's that fucking simple.
It is. It is. It could be that simple. But I tell you what, she was like, oh, y'all come to this bar with us. And it was me, my buddy, his wife, and then our other buddy. And, dude, first time I've ever been in a gay bar. And let me tell you, I got so hammered.
Gay bars are
Shots were just flowing. I was like, man, maybe I'm a good looking man. No, it was just the MC that was just buying rounds for all of us.
Shout out gay bars. Play in Nashville. I saw the best.
Nobody cares about
show
Nashville.
there.
Nobody cares about Nashville.
And then I bought street meat afterwards.
And no, we're gonna leave that one alone.
No,
Okay.
off the street.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways, Tracer, go ahead.
Tracer's trying to prove he's woke.
Yeah, I try to be.
You fucking liberal sissy.
Yeah.
I will say that is my favorite thing to just post on like any of my friends posts and everything, and like they're just getting attacked, and I'm just like, you fucking liberal sissy girl. You wouldn't last 100 hours laying asphalt on the sun, god damn it.
I know, you got me with that one the other day.
Yeah, you didn't even respond to it. I was like, ooh, that one must have struck a nerve. I was like, whoopsies.
No, I'm like, yeah, I won't speak on it.
Listen, she had a whole beef with Reckless Jim last week. We're still getting through with that. We won't get in.
Shout out Reckless Jim. I really hope you're listening to
Reckless
this.
Jim!
That was insane.
My favorite part was when he goes, and if you want to learn how to not be a poser, come to me, or something like that. I was like, I didn't think I was that much of a poser. Hell.
That one got me
Fucking liberal sissy.
That one got me a little fired up. I was like, brother, she's not coming to you. She's got me.
She's coming to me.
She's got me. And I can tell you how many fucking records and CDs I have. She is plenty to not be a fucking poser. She's not a fucking poser.
Staying on that shit.
Not posing.
Staying on business.
Anyways, I feel like we should wrap this one up.
Anyway, finish your story about Pussy Willow Rose.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good story.
But
That was a revelation. Like,
Yeah,
none of
but-
us knew. Bryson looked it up.
yeah, but so all these years we thought she was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. She's not. There's a bar called the Dallas Cowboys. She worked at that like all the other gentlemen in dresses.
Trans women.
Trans women in dresses. Yes.
No, trans women.
Yes. Okay. That's the story.
He's still learning. I'm teaching him.
I try.
He really does.
I try.
He asked me to explain things to him all the time. I love it.
I try. Listen,
Look, we're old.
Guys, he's
That's
from
what it
Canada.
is.
Give him a break.
I just want the trans people to be able to protect their marijuana plants with automatic rifles.
He just wants to catch his fish. Fucking
Yeah. I just that's all I want to do. I just want to go out, and I want to, on my own time, in my free time, I want to go out to the lake and I want to go catch my fish. I want to watch sports on the TV whenever they're on. But damn it, I can't, because for some reason I turned the TV on and the fucking news is on constantly 24/7 on every fucking channel. And I can't get away from the TV to go to the lake, to go catch my fish and drink my beer and write my shitty songs. All I get is just 24/7 is these liberal sissies on my TV, and my TV doesn't turn off. I can't change the channel. It's just, this is all I get 24/7. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You literally sat down and thought, yeah, this one's gonna hit. Let me write this shit down. Dude, you should be fucking embarrassed. You should legitimately be embarrassed that you can't get up from your TV, from your $1 million house, go out to your pond that is stocked, by the way, and go catch fish. You can't do that because there's news on your TV. Get the fuck out of here.
I want you to guess how many people wrote this song.
8.
3. It took 3 people to write this. Production 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people on production.
That's okay. I was blown away by this. How many people do you think it took to write Milwaukee by Wyatt Flores?
Somewhere in Milwaukee. Who did he write that with? Hold on, let me look it up.
Now you're gonna look it up. It was 5 people.
Oh. Yeah, I knew he writes a lot of his songs with people. Hold on.
But
who am I thinking?
Milwaukee took a while.
It took 4. You're wrong.
Oh, 4,
including him. But
are you?
So like I can.
Are you sure? Oh, it is.
Yeah. Thought we had that.
Okay, yeah. 4 people.
Goodbye.
But it's like we're not talking about this Lee Bryce song. Okay, but we want to dog on some artists that write with like 3 or 4 people on it, and then Milwaukee came out. Granted, it is a great song, and I love it. And I also won free tickets to see Wyatt Flores at Billy Bob's because of that song. But it's like, okay, how are you going to dog on this guy if he had 3 writers, and you're not talking about the song and how the song is? You're just like, oh, it took 3 people to write the song, blah, 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 blah. But then you have Milwaukee, and it's 4 people. Granted, Milwaukee is a phenomenal song.
Here's my counter argument. If the song,
we're not talking about the Lee Bryce song.
If the song is good and it took 3 writers, okay. But if the song says, I just want to drink my beer, fuck my truck, catch my beer, whatever he said, I don't remember.
Close enough.
You need 3 writers to do that? Bitch, I was writing better poems when I was 5 years old.
Again, prime example is Burn It Down, Parker McCollums.
I thought you meant Cat Hasty.
No, not Cat. Shout out Cat though. I mean, she showed up to my wedding, so shout out that woman.
She broke in Siggy's knee there, and I didn't even get to see her.
Cat Hasty is my biggest fan, and I'm her biggest fan.
Well, I say I'm the biggest fan right now. Who am I the biggest fan of?
Lana Del Rey. That's it.
My big 3 right now probably is Lana Del Rey, Wyatt Flores, and Lance Rourke.
I don't remember last time I saw a tweet about Lance Rourke.
Bitch, you're not on my TikTok then.
Nope, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Let me grind out on the TikTok. First of all, everybody wants to shade me for posting all the TikToks, but guess what? When I'm getting my influencer sponsorship money, you guys are going to come crawling back asking, can I be on the TikTok? Yeah.
I'm going to be on the TikTok.
Yeah,
I already know that.
I'll allow it.
5 on repeat before we wrap it.
Oh!
Toss my phone.
No. Yes. Sorry. Can I do mine too?
Absolutely, baby.
Sure.
Because I have some bangers actually this week.
Debatable.
Oh, shut up. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, or Tracer, do you want to talk about new music from artists that's coming out? I know album coming out by Drayton Farley in March.
Race Ricketts soon.
Race Ricketts in March.
Flatland in March.
Shelby Sohn, whatever it is, in March. 49
in May.
At some point.
Sturgill in March.
Or not Sturgill, Johnny Blue Skies.
Lana Del Rey.
In May?
April, May.
Nobody cares about Lana Del Rey. That's not Western grunge.
Put it down.
What?
I don't know. It's not like somebody pounding the wall.
It's crackheads. I'm trying to think who else. And we have the Parker deluxe album of his self-titled. But if it's anything like Big Ol' Fancy House, it's not going to be worth a listen. That's all I can think of.
Ragweed later this year.
Surely, at some point. I don't know.
It's recorded. Cody said it's recorded.
We all know it's recorded.
Right.
Crutch said it here, and then Cody said it, and we got hammered down from night 3, I believe, which is the show that we were at. No.
Night 2.
Yeah. 2. And so we have that. Who knows? There could be Great Divide also, because they had Yesterday Road as well. So who knows? Those have been very quiet. But we also have Silver Year by Shelby Sohn coming out in April, which I'm going to go ahead and say it. High contender for Album of the Year and probably going to be Freshman of the Year. So not really much probably, but yeah. Anyways, Tracer, go ahead. First song.
Choctaw Bingo, the James McMurtry version. Because anytime that song comes on, it's 8 minutes long, but you have to listen to it 3 times. Baby, where's
First one? Cranes of Potter, Charles Wesley Godwin.
Scared that somebody was going to invade our apartment.
No, nobody's breaking in.
The FBI.
You want mine?
Yes.
Diamonds in the Rough, The Filthy Heathens.
Diamonds in the Rough. Oh, wrong song. Yeah, it's FBI coming in for Kyndal's bad takes. No, I was seeing that. No, it was the TikTok version of Diamond in the Rough.
What's yours, Gage?
I said my first one. Kyndal didn't hear it. It was Cranes of Potter, Charles Wesley Godwin.
Pardon Me, 49 Winchester, their lead single off the new album.
Okay.
My turn or Gage's turn?
Give me Fatal Romance by Mr. Lance Rourke.
Good one. I just bought that hat today. The merch for that song.
Oh, I have a hat that nobody nowadays who is a newcome fan of Lance Rourke, I have a hat that nobody knows about, and it is a red, white, and blue trucker hat. Foam says hotter than the Oklahoma blacktop.
Ooh.
It was not sold on his website. It was sold on his wife Hannah's Etsy years ago.
However, I do have a Wyatt Flores hat that is not made anymore. My Who the Hell is Wyatt Flores hat. And everybody always asks me where I got it, but my number 2...
Yeah, everybody knows you made it.
No, I did not. I bought it at the Ryman. My number 2 is Time of Day by Turnpike Troubadours.
My number 2 is the re-released version of American Aquarium's first album.
That'd be your number 3.
I'm my number 3. What was my number 2?
Your number 2 was Pardon Me.
Yeah, 49.
Oh, yes. My number 3 is Antique Hearts American Aquarium.
My number 3, Poor Man Blues by Zach Wilkerson, co-written with Red Shahan.
My number 3 is White Feather Hawktail Deer Hunter by Lana Del Rey.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your number 3?
Yeah.
Oh, you better be glad. Oh, you better be glad. The soundboard doesn't have a boo option.
It was on New Music Friday.
Number 4 for me, Eagle Rare, Silverado.
Oh, yes.
Give me a bottle of Eagle Rare. You know what? That deserves. Yeah. Anyways, what was your last one, Kenny?
Lana Del Rey.
I'm writing them all down. What was it?
White Feather Hawktail Deer Hunter.
I got your ass.
That's not.
I had to. My number 4. Shout out Ragweed's newest member, Gravy Fork. Call Me Crazy, Gracie York, also written with Shelby Stone.
My number 4 is Down on My Knees by Dano Simpson. That's a banger. Oh my god, I love that.
Kenny, you weren't in here. Dano sent me a song earlier today.
Shut up.
Phenomenal. Here.
Oh.
And you know what? For the people who think I'm lying, Love Song for the Apocalypse. Phenomenal song. He wrote it about me.
Number 5, Revolution by Cody Canada and The Departed.
That's literally my
Phenomenal.
jam. You stole that.
Phenomenal. My number 5, and it's really been hitting. Give me Gringo Honeymoon by the great Robert Earl Keen.
Can I have 2?
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So, this is hard for me, but Yard Work by Jason Scott and the High Heat. And also, Hello, Hate to See You, Gannon Freeman. They're tied. You like Yard Work?
No, I was just trying to.
I was about to say that's a fucking banger ass song.
No, I was just trying to wait for a soundboard because it was just silent, and I was like, which one do I use?
Well,
I figured that one was funny enough. But yeah, shout out to Gannon.
goodbye.
Oh,
Hell
anyways,
yeah.
man, I have to tell y'all every week, love yourself, love somebody else, hug somebody, text an old friend, tell them you miss them, pet a kitty, throw a toy for a dog, go out. You know what, this week, life's tough, man. Take yourself out, eat a steak and baked potato, even if you got to cook it at home. I love y'all so much, more than you'll ever understand. Thank y'all so much for the support you show us each and every week. Have a great one.
Yeah. Everything that Tracer said. Shout out to Punch, the monkey. My thoughts are with you, Punch. If you've seen that on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. Also, this just happened last night. JD Graham was in a very, very bad and scary car wreck. A GoFundMe has been posted amongst socials everywhere. So if you're able to, please go donate. If you can't, I mean, trust me, everybody understands. Times are tough. It's just the day we live in. But if you can't donate, at least go share. Go post about it. Send it to some people. Just keep getting it out. I know us at the tape deck, we're all praying for a speedy recovery and that everything just goes well. It really messed him up. You can read more about it amongst his Facebook and all of his socials. But again, it's one of the things we always try to talk about and harp on. Life's short. We never know when our time is up. So be kind to one another, love one another, go make a stranger's day, shake a stranger's hand, sit with somebody who's sitting alone at lunch or dinner. Go make a new friend after you listen to this. Just be that light in this world, because this world has a very dim light nowadays, and we all need to come together as one to try to make the world just a little bit brighter each and every day. I love you. Tracer loves you. We all love you at the tape deck. With all that being said, I've had all I can handle. Tracer, I hope you're happy now. Good night.